Today we're talking about how to grow your senior living company with smart marketing. Welcome. You are in the right place if you're one of the following. If you're a senior living or assisted living business owner or operator, maybe you're a marketer or salesperson at a senior living company or an assisted living company. If you're struggling to get online marketing to work for your company or maybe prove that it is working, you're having some success with digital marketing or online marketing, but you want to take it to the next level. You're ready to focus on the very best opportunities first. That's always smart. You're wanting to measure the results of your marketing. That's what we're all about at my agency. Yeah. And so my question is, have you been doing things the hard way? There are a lot of hard ways to do things. There's not that many easy ways. So here's some hard ways that you might be going through right now. So are you letting units or apartments sit empty when they could be generating revenue and profit for your company? Are you struggling to find good candidates to fill your staff openings? There was just an article in Business Magazine in Madison all about this. This is a big deal. I know the staffing shortage is on all of our minds, and we're trying to figure out ways to solve it. So we'll certainly talk about that today. And then are you forking out $4,500 or more to a place for mom for each new move-in? Are you paying someone to attend community events all the time without a clear payoff? Somebody in the Wisconsin Assisted Living Association was a member and told me, our marketing is a handshaker. I pay someone to go out and shake hands at community events. And that's what I'm talking about here. Are you spending a ton of money on advertising without knowing what results it got you? Are you hiring expensive experts and getting nowhere or not sure if you're getting somewhere? Are you creating social media posts or other content that no one sees or engages with, or it's not worth the time? Or are you doing a newsletter and you're scrambling to come up with content? These are all examples of the hard way. I'm sure you could tell me many more as well. But the good news is there is an easy way. And the question is, do you want an easy way that works better? What if you could do the following? Drive consistent leads that turn into move-ins for just a fraction of the cost. Hire new and better staff by reaching job candidates on their devices where they spend most of their time. Target the right people with the right message at the right time. This is what marketing is all about. How about build a list of resident family members who could recommend you to other people? What if you could just focus on 1 to 3 marketing channels that work and actually measure the results of your marketing and advertising? So why listen to me? My name's Egan Heath. This is my 7th year running a digital marketing agency. I have a team of 5 digital marketers. We've driven results for hundreds of clients now over the years, and specifically for 4 senior living companies in Wisconsin, just like yours. We've trained hundreds of other marketers through workshops, courses, public speaking. So I hope you feel that you're in good hands today, and I think you'll learn a lot. We've learned to do a lot of things right at my agency over the years, but I have to confess, I've also done a lot of things wrong. And I'd like to give you the shortcut. So lessons learned after doing this for over 6.5 years and 200 clients. The good news is you don't need to be on every channel. Not every business needs to be on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, TikTok, et cetera, et cetera. You can really just focus on a few. And I will say you need to set your foundation first before you work on driving traffic or people to your website with ads or with search engine optimization, SEO, where you try to get to the top of Google and Bing. Surprisingly, you might be surprised to hear me say this, websites don't work that well for lead generation, and I'll show you an alternative that we've seen work better. Messaging matters as much as anything else, so it's important what we say in our ads and our emails and on our landing pages on our website. You don't need to kill yourself creating tons of free content. That's the good news. And you don't have to drown in analytics data. If you have Google Analytics or other analytics, sometimes it gets overwhelming of all the KPIs and all the measures you could be looking at. So here are my goals for this training. By the end, I want you to believe that you can grow your senior living company through smart online marketing. I want to inspire you with some specific examples. I want to share ideas you can use for your company. And at the end, if you're interested, I'm going to tell you more about how my team and I can help you fill your units and staff openings on a purely pay-for-performance basis. So here are the 3 secrets we'll actually go over. You can actually start getting leads and move-ins faster and cheaper as soon as tomorrow. That's secret number 1. Secret number 2 is you can fill your staff openings this way too. That should be good news with all the staff shortages. And number 3, sell the people who weren't ready before with automatic follow-up marketing. So this is what we're going to go over today. I'm going to start with the first one. So secret number 1, it's me, Egan Heath. I'm telling you, you can actually start getting leads and move-ins faster and cheaper as soon as tomorrow. Here's some examples. So we've got some case studies from real clients of ours. We'll talk about Milestone Senior Living and Copperstone Assisted Living. So Julie Heil was the COO at Milestone Senior Living. They were a senior living company with 9 facilities, 8 in Wisconsin, 1 in Minnesota. When they reached out to me, they were at 82% resident capacity. So their occupancy was not all the way full. They had a ways to go, obviously, across all those facilities. That was mini units. And they didn't show up for assisted living for seniors. And she asked her salesperson, hey, what do we do? And I said, oh, you need SEO. And they talked to me. So when you Google for assisted living for seniors, you'll see different things depending on where you search from. But in general, you'll notice what we call above the scroll. This is on a MacBook like this, like I'm using. Everything's an ad. You can see the little word ad next to each of these results. And so a place for mom is right at the top. I see Senior View. I see senioradvisor.com, BrightStarSeniorLiving1.net. This is what people see. So people would have to scroll to even see anything below this. So what we did for Milestone is we ran ads just like that for each of their locations. So they had 9 locations. So we had a little radius around each one. And so if someone searched phrases related to senior living, say around Cross Plains, they would see an ad like this. And notice how we took up a good amount of the real estate here. We've got their phone number on there. We've got a pretty good size ad, and then we've got links to other parts of their site as well. This is a way to take up a lot of space. There's a lot of details to Google Ads, but this is just some of it. If you want as much real estate as you can get whenever someone is searching for senior living in your area. We did the same thing on Bing. Kind of people in my world. I'm in Madison and in marketing, obviously. So a lot of younger tech savvy type people. No one uses Bing, so they don't think anyone else does either. But it turns out it's something like between a fifth to a quarter of Americans use Bing on desktop. So this is a place to look as well. And so I searched for assisted living for seniors. Notice there's no ads right at the very top. Sometimes there's ads over on the side. And so this is a place for them to advertise as well. After doing this for a little while, Julie left me a review or a recommendation on LinkedIn. So on my personal LinkedIn, you can see this. I'll skip to the part of which she says, our company increased SEO traffic up 50% March to June. Maintain that traffic. Plus, we have another 600 to 800 website visits from Google Ads and Bing Ads. In addition, Egan is tracking calls, emails, contact forms, applications, and number of clicks for directions from our website, as well as making changes to the website to increase leads. So you can imagine if you had 600 to 800 people visiting your website who are all in the market for senior living, assisted living, senior apartments, memory care, etc., that could make a big difference for your business. So within 9 months of working with Julie and the Milestone Senior Living team, we actually started measuring their traffic and leads. We use Google Analytics for that, and we do some special setup to make sure if someone fills out a form, we're capturing that. Like we mentioned, we had another 600 to 800 people per month clicking on these ads from Google and Bing. And what was the result? This is what really matters in terms of the business. They went to over 95.5% occupancy from 82% in just 9 months. This is across 9 locations total. The owner was able to sell the business, and Julie retired and moved to Florida. Hey, not a bad outcome, right? So let me know if you would like to do the same thing, because that's what we're talking about. And it, just within a few more months, it's not crazy to think, hey, we could have gone to 100% and got on wait list, and that's a great outcome. That's when you can be expanding your business and so on. So this is very doable. I just wanted to show you an example. How about another example? More recent one. This is Copperstone Assisted Living. So Aaron, the co-owner and operator, reached out to me and said, yeah, we really enjoyed your discussion at WALA, Wisconsin Assisted Living Association, recently. And would love to talk. So these guys had started a new one. This is a brand new assisted living up in Neenah, Wisconsin. And they reached out to us after seeing us speak at WALA. By the way, this will be our 5th year speaking at WALA as a company. So we love to speak there and share what we're learning. So Copperstone Assisted Living, we did the same thing. We ran Google Ads here. So you can see this is an example on a smartphone. Someone does senior living in the Appleton or Neenah area. They'll see that with their competitor Touchmark up there, but then they'll also see senior living in Neenah, CopperstoneAssistedLiving.com. And then experienced staff, RN on site all the time, reliable, senior living facility. We emphasize all the pieces that matter to the families as they're looking for senior living for their loved one, right? And how did we do on cost per lead? So this is from their dashboard that we built. It pulls from the Google Ads data, and this is the important number. This is what you want to watch if you advertise online, or I would say anywhere. What is your cost per lead? So in this case, we were able to get phone calls or form submissions for $63. So my question for you is, what's your close ratio? That means your sales close ratio. How many leads does it take for you to get a move in? So let's just say it's a modest 1 out of 10, right? For every 10 leads, we get 1 new move-in. 10 leads needed for 1 move-in. If that's the case, we just multiply our cost per lead, right, by 10, and that can give us the cost. So if we can close just 1 out of 10 of those leads and, respond quickly, follow up, and do all the things we're supposed to do, right? What does a move-in cost? So if leads are $63 through Google and Bing, potentially, go 10 times $63, that's $630 move-in, right? So you may pay a Place for Mom that first month's rent, whatever that is. Sometimes that's $5,000 and more. Let's say $4,500 here. From Google, you can do it for $630 if you've really got your ads dialed in, and they're delivering results for you. So you can have significant cost savings on your move-ins. So yeah, so if you cut out the middleman, a Place for Mom is just running Google ads anyway. If you run them yourself, you could get 7 move-ins from Google for the price of 1 from a Place for Mom. But could you do even better? I'm going to suggest you can. So let's talk about Facebook ads. Same client, Copperstone Assisted Living up in Neenah. Again, these guys were brand new. I don't think I mentioned they were at 50% occupancy when they came to us. And so we created ads. Now we had to get nice images from them. So this is at one of their events, right? And we put in a little quote from somebody who was a testimonial, who was happy, caring for Fox Valley's greatest, right? So we kind of personalize it. So we make sure people see the best of what can happen in our facility, right? Here's another one. Examples of all the stuff they care about, right? Enjoy a meaningful lifestyle at Copperstone. We've got the musical performance. We've got check. We've got a salon, coffee bar, a chapel, dining experiences, game room, podiatrist, nutritionist. Like, you let them know all the things that people ask you about in sales. You put it in your marketing. You put it right in your ads. You put it right in your landing pages. You put it right in your emails. People are telling you how to market to them. Okay. So the sales team and the marketing team need to be talking, and we need to say, what are the things that people care about? What are the pieces people ask about? We're going to put them in our ads. Cost per lead was $39.97. You can see we got 24 leads for this time period for this. So what if we could do 1 in 10 of those? Place for Mom, again, let's call it $4,500 for that first. We would pay that first month's rent if someone moves in. From Google, $630. Facebook could be even cheaper. If it's $40 a lead and you need 10 leads for a move-in, you could be getting move-ins for $400. Pretty incredible. Yeah, 11 move-ins from Facebook for the price of 1 for a Place for Mom. So just think about that. All right, Copperstone Assisted Living. They went from 50% occupancy to 75% in 4.5 months, and we're still working with them, and we fully plan to fill them up, let them go on waitlist, and expand to build new locations, which they're already in process of doing. Yeah. So the assisted living units are completely full. We're now working on the memory care units, which are worth even more. Yep. And the goal is to get the wait list. So, when someone moves out or passes away or anything like that, you have a list you can go to, and people move in right away, and you stay full and you get maximum revenue. That's really the goal. Your marketing should be feeding your sales. It should be feeding your revenue and your profitability. So that's secret number 1. You can start getting leads faster and cheaper as soon as tomorrow by running Google, Bing, and Facebook ads in a smart way. Let's talk about secret number 2. Again, the big deal is, how do we get staffing? And so we have senior living clients right now that say, that's great that we can fill up all the units, but we need staff to work, right? So where do we find them? Well, guess what? You can do the same thing. Here's another client, Sienna Crest. You may know them. They're a WALA member as well. And so they have this, we help them build this nice landing page of, there's a video of other staff members talking through why they love to work with Sienna Crest. So that's kind of a social proof trick where you're just like, why would I want to work here, right? Or why would I want to move in here? You always, when possible, you let the residents speak for you. You let your staff speak for you. It's 10 times as powerful as if you say, hey, I've got a job, but here you go. But notice how this humanizes it, where it's just like, we can actually see people. If you watch the video, there's actual, examples of them doing the work and working with the residents and things like that. Here's some of the benefits, boom, 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 and a nice bullet, and then view our careers, right? So we have a dedicated page we're driving them to. And then we have an ad for this as well. Become part of a dedicated supportive team at Sienna Crest Assisted Living. Make a positive impact on residents. See more. Apply for a rewarding career at Sienna Crest. Notice on the left here, all the engagement, all the comments, all the shares. You just see somebody who's happy working with a senior. Hey, you could work here too. And by the way, here's the result. We got 157 leads. This is staff leads. These are people that are interested in applying for a job for Sienna Crest for $17.59 per. So you don't just have to leave it to Indeed or Monster.com or LinkedIn or whatever you're doing for recruiting. Obviously, you need to get out there. You need to find your future employees where they are, and guess what they're doing? They're on Facebook and Instagram. I should say, when Facebook owns Instagram, so when your prospective employees who are maybe in their 20s or something, if they're on Instagram, they can be seeing your ad. They could click on this ad and they could fill out a short form, to get more information, or to, and that's what we recommend is fill out the short form to get more information and then send them a follow-up email. Here's how to apply, right? So there may be some follow-up in there. Not all 157 of these leads went on to maybe, get an interview or get a job or anything like that. But it's like, you need a pipeline, you need a funnel, just like you do in sales. Same story with staff. All right, we're ready for secret number 3. I am if you are. You can sell to people who weren't ready before with automatic follow-up marketing. Okay, so we've talked about Google and Bing. We've talked about Facebook and Instagram. We're going to talk about email here in just a second. First, just a word about this. Whatever business you're in this case, we're talking senior living, assisted living, memory care, right? We've got a price for different offerings, right? And so our medium tier may be here. Our upper tier may be memory care or something like that, or full-on care, activities of daily living assistance, and so on. But in whatever we're doing, we're charging this much. The family's paying us this much, but they're getting this much value, right? They wouldn't pay if the value weren't higher than the price. So what marketing is value before someone pays. And I hope that this webinar is an example of that. I hope you can see we haven't exchanged any money, but like you can start to learn from me and see what's possible and start to, hopefully know, like, and trust me. That's what marketing is all about. And so that's this piece right here. So there's a great book called Magnetic Marketing, and Dan Kennedy, a classic direct response marketer, came up with this phrase, lead magnet. So a lead magnet is something free you send to your prospects. So in the old world, maybe that was some kind of brochure or paper guide or mail or something like that. This can be a chance for them to learn more. It could be through a video training or something like that. And notice it's an alternative to an uncomfortable sales conversation or a free consultation that everyone knows is going to be a high pressure sale. If you're in senior living, you probably know that high pressure sales don't work. The timing doesn't work out. People don't respond to that, right? But in general, people may not be ready to fill out your contact form and talk with you about moving their family member in yet, but they may be ready to learn more. So this is a chance for you to give them some free value and stay in touch. So here's some lead magnet ideas for senior living. You can have a buyer's guide, what to look for in a senior living facility, a checklist, what to have ready when moving your family member into senior living. How about, is it time for you to move your loved one into assisted living? I know many people resist this for a long time. They try to care for them at home, and then it just becomes too much and they need professional help, right? So how about designing an online quiz that they could take, and you ask them questions that gets them thinking through, are they ready to move into senior living or move their family member? How about an ebook, just a PDF, everything you need to know about assisted living for your loved one? Answer all their questions, speak to all their fears, help them through the process so that when they're ready, they'll come to you. How about a video or webinar like this? How to prepare to move your family member into senior living. Just an idea. These are all just things you could create once and then give away for free to people who will be in the market in the coming weeks, months, years. How about a calculator? How much will senior living cost us, right? Maybe I don't know if you do just strictly private pay. Maybe there's an insurance piece of this, but there's obviously, you know something about this. And so help them start to think through and budget for this. All right. So once we have our lead magnet, we can generate a list of people who are interested in what we offer, and we can start providing them value. So just another high level here. Why email marketing, right? Why would we have an email newsletter? So most people leave your website without contacting you or buying anything from you. And that's a problem, because the whole point of our website is marketing. We want people to contact us. Not everyone is ready to buy right now. They're not ready to move their family member in, but they may in 2 to 3 months, right? And you want to stay top of mind so that when they make that decision, when they're ready, they do it. And by the way, you want people to buy from you again or refer people they know. So family members, they may have other family members they would need to move in. They may just know other people who are going through what they were going through, and they could refer to your assisted living. So this is a really big deal to keep a list. And by the way, you build trust, authority, and liking by educating. That's why I'm doing this webinar now. And that's why you could do potentially video training, ebook training, even just email training like this. And by the way, running ads costs money. So we saw how cheap leads could potentially be if we're smart with Google, Bing, or Facebook ads, right? But we don't want to pay every single time for every single new resident. How can we make the most of our list of previous resident families? Now, so I'm a big fan of email marketing. Let's talk a little bit about some of the downsides of an email newsletter. You have to keep coming up with content. This is the big one I hear from marketing departments who are just like, oh, it's another month, it's another quarter, whatever it is. And we don't even know, we're just kind of rushing and then we're sending something out. But there's a much bigger reason that we need to think about. And that's that subscribers, people who get on your list, are at different points of their buyer's journey. So what I want you to picture is, say you walked into an advanced college lecture. Let's say it's on organic chemistry, right? And you haven't taken basic chemistry, or it's been many years, and this is just way above you, right? You're jumping right in. The professor's going into all kinds of advanced concepts, and you're not catching any of it, right? Now contrast that with, hey, we start when we're young, we start in kindergarten, and we start with the basics, and we work our way up. And maybe someday we'll understand chemistry or organic chemistry, right? So that's kind of the idea. So when people join a sequence, let's say they get your lead magnet and then they get a series of emails from you, you can educate and sell them in a logical series. So the same sorts of conversations your sales team would walk someone through, right? Or that you would talk someone through who's potentially going to move their family member in, you can start to do that with a series of emails. So here's the upsides of this lead magnet to email sequence. Ready? Your prospects learn more about the problems they're having, the frequently asked questions they have, what choices they have, and then the benefits of what you offer. So in some cases, you're just educating them. In some cases, you're saying, this is what's really important. This is what families care about. And by the way, we have this, just like in that checklist in the Facebook ad we looked at earlier, right? Here's all the things we have on staff. We have an RN available all the time, whatever it is. By the way, here's the benefits we have. So here's the things you're concerned about. We've already anticipated those concerns or solved them for other families. We'll take care of them for you. Yeah. And from their perspective, they receive information in the order they need to make a buying decision. So whatever your process is as a salesperson, you can kind of mimic that with a sequence of emails. And by the way, you can do all of this remotely. Maybe you've never even met them yet. They haven't even taken a tour yet. They haven't shown up, right? But you can still be marketing to them, educating them, and building trust so that when they're ready, they come to you, and you've already built the trust. Yeah, this way, new people who join your email list aren't baffled by random newsletter content that doesn't apply to them. Now, hopefully your newsletter content is broad enough that whether someone's already a family who lives there, or someone, you know, is still just thinking about moving their family member in, it's like we want to be educating them in that sort of kindergarten way, in a way that makes sense to them. We don't want to baffle them with the advanced organic chemistry. And by the way, your open rates on your emails, the click rates of people clicking things in your emails, and then your sales conversion rates will increase. So that's why we want to do this. That's why this makes sense. And by the way, remember all that work that an email newsletter is? It's still true, but guess what? With this, you can build once, and it can just work for you for years and years and years. You can continue to improve it over time, which I recommend doing, but you could come up with a series of 3 to 5 good emails after someone signs up for your free lead magnet, and that could help you increase your sales for many, many years. So even if you took a break on the newsletter content, even if you wanted to stop on that piece and just focus on the lead magnet to email sequence, you could. So when you have a list of email subscribers, I know some of you may or may not already be doing email marketing. Let's say you have a MailChimp account, you send out an email, once a quarter, once a month. A normal open rate on those emails is about 20%. So I want to show you an example. This is for my business. So I have a free SEO checklist. Remember, I said a checklist is one of the lead magnets. So here's a little video of me in my office. Hey, you can sign up, get a free checklist. Here's how to start ranking higher on Google. People put in their name and email. They receive a series of emails from me, and just look at the open rates on this. So the first one's getting 57.5%. And even after 6 emails, they're opening at a 37% open rate. So more people will actually get your messaging because they're in the market and you're speaking to, their fears, concerns, needs, desires, questions, everything that they're wondering about. You're answering all those questions. It could be every couple of days, could be every week, could be every month in their email inbox. And so they're actually going to open it up. And you can see they actually click on them too. And this isn't just marketing. This is actual sales leads. So from that very series, from the SEO checklist, somebody reached out to me and said, by the way, does your team offer new website development? I had a WordPress developer on my team at the time, and we quoted $20,000 on 2 new WordPress projects. So this is real business right here. Here's another one. This is one of the ads that someone got. Hello, Egan. I had reached out to you some time ago, and I wasn't prepared at that time to make an investment in SEO, getting found on Google. Now I'm ready to. Would the next step be to schedule a phone call or meet in person? I would like to understand better what options I have. Thanks. So this was down the road. They reached out some time ago. They weren't ready at that time, and now they're ready and they want to have a sales conversation. And this is what can happen with you with senior living, assisted living, memory care. Not everyone's ready today, but they could be ready in 3 months. And who do you want them to go to? You want them to come to you. Pretty sweet, right? There's 3 secrets. Let's review real quick. You can actually start getting leads and move-ins faster and cheaper as soon as tomorrow. You can fill your staff openings this way too. We saw how many leads Sienna Crest got for their job applications. And you can sell the people who weren't ready before with automatic follow-up marketing. And that's what we learned about lead magnets to email sequences. So your question might be, that's great, Egan, but how do I implement all of this? If you're open to it, I'd like to talk about that now. So here are 4 options as I see it. You could do nothing and you could not benefit. You could spend hundreds of hours trying to learn and implement on your own. That's certainly what it's taken us. We've been doing this for a long time. You could hire an expensive agency and hope that works, may or may not. Or you could hire my team on a strictly risk-free pay-for-performance basis. And that's what I'm going to talk about now. So this is brand new. This is hot off the presses, and I'm glad you're here to learn about it. I'm introducing the risk-free resident maximizer. So here's how it works to work with us on this basis. You grant us access to your Google, Bing, and Facebook ad accounts, and we help you set those up as needed. We set up your campaigns, your landing pages, and all the tracking. I didn't get too much into the landing pages piece, but I found that building special landing pages, not just sending people to your website, works much, much better. And so that's what we recommend doing. Now, you pay for the ads, but I will pay my team to set them up with our proven system. So we're both investing in your business side by side. You follow up with the leads quickly and persistently. I'm putting this here because this is something that's out of my control. And this is honestly a little scary for me. So I need to make sure that any client we partner with on this, they really have sales dialed in. So if a lead comes in, they're following up with them right away that same day. And then if they're not ready yet, we're going to keep following up with them, ideally 6 times. That's what there's a Harvard Business Review study that said you're much more likely to reach people if you keep following up with them 6 times. And then we work together to track leads, obviously book tours, sales meetings, and close sales. So it'll be a little more open in terms of looking together at, say, your CRM or however you're doing this, or your Excel sheet, or wherever you're tracking all of your sales activity. Here's how our fees work with this new offer. You only pay us when you get new residents. So we charge $3,000 per assisted living move-in. That should be less than the first month's rent, and certainly less than a place for mom, and $5,000 for new memory care residents, because I know those are harder to get and those are more revenue. So again, that should be less than the first month's rent, and then you've paid for the ads as well. Here's some bonuses you get when you work with us. We'll advertise your staff openings as needed. I fully realize this might even be the bigger need, and if so, let's talk. But that's worked well for Sienna Crest, and that could potentially work well for you as well if we can come up with a series of, let's find those employees on Facebook and Instagram. Let's get them interested. Let's get them applying, and let's interview them and hire them where appropriate. We'll consult on your sales process, including mystery shopping you. So in many cases, it makes sense for us to fill out a form or call your team and just see what the sales process is like, and then consult with you on how to improve it. We can help you set up better tracking and follow-up systems. I hope you see, we're a digital agency, or my team is all younger than me, digital natives. Like, they're very good with technology. We can be your technology partner. I can offer video training for your sales team members. This could be based on kind of the mystery shopping we're doing, or just sort of tips on how to bring people from being leads to moving in. So who is this right for? This is right for you if you have 20 or more units you're looking to fill quickly. This could be across multiple locations. You run a tight ship from sales to operations. Obviously, the sales piece is of particular concern to me. You have quality facilities. You have good pictures of them we could use in the ads and the landing pages, and you have positive online reviews, particularly your Google reviews. You're ready to invest in a proven system of digital marketing and advertising. You've seen now what this has done for Milestone Senior Living and Copperstone Assisted Living. This could work for you as well. And you want a win-win relationship with your marketing agency. It's the whole idea. So if we're doing pay for performance, you're sharing sales data with us, and we're coming up with ideas and ways for you to improve. And then when you win, we win. Frequently asked questions I might get about this. So how will I know the leads come from what we're doing? So we'll track them. And I mentioned the landing pages. We're not just going to send people who click on the ads to your website. We're going to send them to special pages with their own particular forms. And so we'll be able to track, okay, someone filled out the Facebook ad lead form, and then later they moved in. So we'll be able to see this person, this family actually came from the Facebook ads. If you were already talking with certain leads, you want to say, hey, Egan, like this wasn't part of what you guys did. That's fine. We can talk about that. Let's just be, open, honest, fair, and transparent about that. And then we could also talk SEO in the future. I really started life as a marketer doing SEO. Right now, we're just focused on advertising because that's much faster. We can get you even better results farther down the line with SEO. So that could be something we talk about in the future. I can see asking, how much will people have to spend on ads? So we certainly want to ask you what's profitable for you at the outset and manage to that. It's pretty normal that you'd have to advertise $400 to $2,000 per resident. It just sort of depends. It could be even less than this, but it depends on ad costs in your area. And as we saw, your sales close ratio. I used assumptions of, closing 1 in 10 leads throughout this. You may have a much higher close rate, in which case your advertising cost per resident will be even lower. So in general, just remember, the more you spend, the faster results you'll see, but we'll certainly consider your needs first. In many cases, we know with our assisted living clients that they need the staff first before they can even take on new residents. So we'll certainly work with you on that. Okay, what if I already have someone handling our digital marketing? This is certainly something you can add on if you'd want to see if we can do better. We may want to set up a separate ad account so that you can see how those perform differently. All right, so if you're interested, here is what to do next. I have an application. You can apply for the Risk-Free Resident Maximizer program. This is a Google form. I'll send you the link here in just a second, and I'll certainly email it afterward as well. But basically, I want to know more about you and how many residents, how many residents you need, and then I'll follow up with you to say, hey, is this a good potential opportunity? Does this make sense? Yeah. Client spots are extremely limited on this. This is a new offer we're doing. We've only ever charged based on retainer, a flat monthly fee in the past. So doing this pay for performance is new and exciting for us. And we want to make sure we're only working with partners where it makes sense. So my plan right now is to just take on one. So we're going to start with one and see how that goes. And so potentially, if it's not a good fit now, you could be put on the wait list and we could work with you on the future on that basis. Or there could be room for, let's do a smaller retainer and some pay for performance, or let's work together on a retainer basis. But just wanted to let you know that this pure pay for performance marketing offer is a very special offer today. And basically, if you apply, I will review your application and talk with you and let you know if it's a good potential fit. So thank you so much. I'm gonna hang out here for questions. Feel free to put them in the chat. Yeah, and it's been a pleasure being with you. I will hang out here for questions. You can certainly follow up over email later if that makes more sense. Otherwise, please do apply for the pay for performance marketing offer. It's meant to be no or very low risk to you, and would love to work with you on a win-win basis if it makes sense. So thanks so much for joining today. Feel free to drop off here if you need to, but definitely click on that application link to check it out. And yeah, I would love to see your application come through and love to work with you on a win-win basis very soon. Thank you so much for joining today.